Hey everyone, I have something very exciting to show you today. My book, it came in the mail today, and I'm both excited and overwhelmed, and it's also very surreal. Like, I'm still looking at this thing and I'm like, is this real life? Like, did this really happen? This has been 10 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and experiences, and pain, and joy all together in this book. So, I wanted to give you an inside look. This book features photos that I've taken throughout my career, and I've also shot a few of these photos specifically for the book, which I'll share with you in later videos. And the reason why this book has both words and images and even poetry is because in the writing process, I felt that expressing my experiences of pain could not do justice through words. In the same way, expressing my experiences through joy could not do justice simply through words. And so, as a photographer, I needed to merge those worlds together of both poetry and images to convey what I was trying to convey and also feel the emotion that I was trying to feel at the time. Another interesting fact is that the poems that are in this book were actually written during that specific time and place that I was going through. And so the words that you read in the poems are very in the moment and in the situation based on that experience and based on that story. I also wrote a lot of poems based on my failures and also on my hopes and my desires for this work that I was called to do. I also wanted to give you more insight into the cover of this book, which is one of my favorite images, and I'm just so grateful that the theme of liberation is here worked out so well in this image because I didn't shoot for the book. I didn't even know that I was going to write a book when I had shot it. But it worked out because it just really, to me, conveys that sense of freedom and reaching out toward hope and reaching up toward something greater. And also the fact that she is on a mountaintop shows that she is able to conquer and to be that liberation and to be that hope that she wants to be in the world. So this image was actually taken in Cape Town. I love hiking because you can kind of see people's different personalities when they are hiking. Some folks want to give up. Some folks hate it and they won't even go. And some folks love it. I've even had an experience where people cry while they're hiking as they're sharing their stories. And I've cried while hiking, while I've been pondering, especially hiking has helped me write this book. There were moments where I got stuck and had writer's block. And so I would go for a hike and God would speak to me there. So we were on a hike, and this scholar, this is actually a scholar, I won't say who. This scholar actually hates hiking, but for some reason that day she decided to go with me, and she was complaining the entire time as we were walking, every step complaining. But she refused to give up, and she refused to sit down and turn around. She didn't give up. She kept going. She was trudging, complaining the entire time. And as we reached the top, we all collapsed because we were so exhausted. I was having the time of my life because I was like, woo, we're at the top. Like, look how beautiful it is. And she, instead of looking out into the ocean, instead of looking out into the sky and into the landscape, she was looking down, observing the entire way that she came from. And she was looking at it like, I can't believe I did that. And what's beautiful about this image, too, is recognizing that when you're at the top, that's when you can see and look down and recognize how far you've come, how many painful experiences you've had along the way, how many obstacles that you had to hop over. And on this hike, you literally have to climb with your hands in many points. How many times you had to be on your hands and knees actually to get through certain points in life. And then making it to the top, you are able to see all of that. Obviously, when you're in the hike and you're on your hands and knees, you can't see much of where you are. Yes, you've made a little distance, but you're so much in the heat of the moment, in the pain in the moment, that it's hard to look around. But what I find is that in the joy of accomplishing the top, reaching that sense of freedom, is where you're able to look down and be like, wow, I did that. So that's the background story behind this image. And it just conveys that sense of liberation that I hope people experience when they read this book. It takes a village to raise Nicole, and you have all been my global village that have helped me create this. and have helped me nurture this and even believe in this before I believed in myself. And so I'm just so grateful that you have all decided to journey with me in this process to get these important stories out to the world. My hope is that as these stories of this book have changed and transformed my life in so many powerful ways, that your lives as well might be transformed and that this book will get into the hands of people who need it most. So thank you so much for sharing, and we will give you more information soon.